Hi there everyone, I'm Vasya. I'm 19 years old and a representative of the so-called golden youth. My story isn't sad or tragic, but I really want to tell it, and how people like me live. I think you might find it interesting. It so happened that I was born into a deputy's family. From the moment that I was born, my parents already had everything one could wish for, so I wasn't denied anything since early childhood. From 3 years onwards, I was raised to measure up as an heir to my dad. Different languages, English, French, and a bit of Arabic, because my parents were often visited by Arabic representatives. I had regular lessons in horseback riding, tennis, the arts. Basically, I had no time to rest. I always needed to fit my role, especially during various meetings where my mom took me regularly. From time to time, my high school friends and I were able to escape from the strict supervision and ran into nighttime Moscow to hang out in clubs. Of course, it was hard for us to pass as 18, but money does wonders. I wasn't as interested in drinking as much as I was in girls above 20. And they didn't mind our age, so I had no problem getting a girl I liked through cocktails and a chance at a ride in a sports car. They were so eager sometimes that it even made me uncomfortable. Then I understood just how much people are ready to throw away their dignity and honor for money, not always thinking about the consequences. Usually my day went like this: school lessons in the morning, other lessons after lunch, and in the evening surrounded by bright neon colors. But eventually my dad found out what his only son was up to. Honestly, it's my fault. I wanted to show off in front of my friends and took my dad's Land Cruiser when he was on a work trip to Italy. The day was wet and snowy, and when we were riding at night it turned into pure ice and I wasn't ready for it. So we drifted and hit a guardrail. Luckily, no one was hurt, but you can understand that we couldn't cover up what happened. My dad never beat me, but he had a yelling fit and punished me by lowering my pocket money from $800 to a measly $50 a week, so I was really in a tight spot. Though despite this, for my 16th birthday, my dad still got me a BMW, my blue dream, and paid for a cruise in the Mediterranean with my friends, surrounded by the sea and right next to beauties in bikinis. Amazing. We went over a month. Well, you wouldn't think it, but not only did they shower me with money, they asked me for a lot of effort. I finished my school with a golden medal, watched them try not to give it to me, so I did have some understanding. Then came the time to go to university. Europe was no straight away. I was sick of English already. I got expelled and I didn't want to go through that again. I would have liked America, but who would let me go there? So I had a choice of Moscow State Uni or MGIMO. But I had no idea at all what I wanted to do. So I thought the easiest thing to do was pursue diplomat, like my dad. So I went to MGIMO, without competition of course. And I got to work studying, following up the lessons with trips and parties. At some point during one of the parties, I got to know a classmate, and changed a lot after that. Alex was a working class kid, half orphan, and all around a really smart guy, who really worked hard to get into the uni. He obviously had barely any money, so sometimes I let him borrow it or often just gave it to him. Once I convinced him to let me guest over at his place. I was arrogant, so let me say this. I found myself in the middle of nowhere, somewhere in the Moscow outskirts, and it opened my eyes. Before, I could only see this level of poverty on TV, but here I saw with my own eyes and was shocked by how so many people live like that. I started thinking then, why is the world like this and not otherwise? If I sold my BMW and gave it to Alex's family, they would be able to live comfortably with that money for a good decade or two. Of course, I helped them out with some things, but even I understood that it wasn't enough, because the amount of families living like this make up almost a third of the country, and you can't help all of them. You know, now I am learning not because I need to, but because I want to genuinely change something. I am absolutely sure I can do it. Don't judge the golden youth. In most cases, we are as locked in our upbringings as you. Lots of us don't even know what the other life, like many of you don't know ours, is. If you have people you know like that, show them your life. Then maybe others will wake up and understand that life isn't limited to Moscow, and there are other worlds out there, and they will gain motivation to make a change. Want to see more content like this? Support us with a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications. Want your story to be told? Message us in the address below.